Why would you leave me? He cried. After everything I've done for you. But his cries fell on deaf ears. And eventually, all of his other animals abandoned him as well. The end. Well, that's a pretty sad ending.
What's going on, YouTube? It's Sensei and place to be chilling, Mr. A&D. Back to give you guys a Smackdown, Friday Night Smackdown review from May 1st, 2020. The first day of May, and the first review I have done in about 2 weeks because me and my wife got sick from this virus that's out here, and it took us out. And I apologize that we didn't have anything on Twitter or on Instagram, anything indicating that we were sick. But once again, it was a private method. You know, we just wanted to, to get by and not worry too many people. But thank God to Swag on Zero, who kept the videos going in the beginning, and especially with the gameplay stuff like that and the Final Fantasy and everything like that. He was a true soldier for that. So now it's time for me to get back into saddle and get my wrestling hits, some wrestling content, some reaction content, just to try to get back into it a little bit. But because it was just so hard for those past 2 weeks. But I'm glad to be back. It feels good to be back. And since we are 1 week away from Money in the Bank, let's get into SmackDown. So SmackDown starts off with Daniel Bryan coming out and talking about how crazy an idea this match is, and he's glad to be one of the people to be in the first one. He was hoping that his partner Drew Gulak, so was I, was going to be in the matchup, but he lost to King Corbin, which brings King Corbin out into there, and he talks a little trash and have a match. The match, once again, like I said, the crowd obviously is not in effect. The match was solid. I'm not going to sit there and just down Corbin on certain things. The match was a solid matchup, but Corbin got disqualified when he hit Daniel Bryan with a ladder. But Daniel Bryan does fight back and gets the yes lock on Baron Corbin on a ladder, and then Nakamura comes, hits him with a Kinshasa to the back of the head, and Cesaro comes and they beat down Daniel Bryan, and they go over to the little stage area where Corbin throws Daniel Bryan off the stage into all the ladders down at the bottom. So that's the way King Corbin standing over Daniel Bryan and all the ladders. Strowman is about to make his way to the ring to talk to Bray Wyatt or confront Bray Wyatt, but Bray Wyatt is backstage at the Firefly Funhouse, and he has a story for him called The Black Sheep. And as Daniel Bryan is reading the story, he talks about how he took the black sheep under his wing, and then all of a sudden he decides to go on his own, doesn't even say thank you, doesn't even be humble for the beginnings that he had, and that Braun Strowman cuts him off. And Braun Strowman, calls Bray Wyatt out and says all this up to his face. But Bray Wyatt doesn't come out. He just does the wave, and then that's all we get. So it was a strong promo, but we're not, obviously looks like we're not getting the Fiend. This is that bridge that we always get, like last year with Daniel Bryan. Not that, I can't stop saying Daniel Bryan. When Bray Wyatt went to go face was it Seth Rollins? It was something like that, and it was just Mr. Rogers, Bray Wyatt. So we're going to get that with Braun Strowman, and obviously it's not going to be. This is a way for Braun Strowman to win, but not the Fiend to be hurt by that. But I'll get to that in my Money in the Bank predictions. Sheamus comes out to take on Leon Ruff. It's nothing much, but just a couple of backbreakers and then a bro kick, and then he goes over to Michael Cole as he has his issue with Jeff Hardy. And now we see the conclusion, the rise of Jeff Hardy. We see that nice video package that he had of Jeff Hardy, coming back to redeem himself after being injured or win the tag team championships with Matt was last year. That it was. So now he's supposed to be making his return to SmackDown next week. So obviously we're setting up for a Sheamus Jeff Hardy match, probably at Money in the Bank, whether it be the pre-show match or be a match that take place in the Performance Center. So, that'll be a good rivalry. It gives Sheamus something to do, and Jeff Hardy something to do for coming back. we have another Money in the Bank qualifying matchup for the women's side, which is Mandy Rose taking on Carmella. So the match is getting on, and then at the top of the ramp, Sonya Deville comes out. Sonya Deville is just berating Mandy and says, it brings up good points though, such as, I gave up my spot for you to give to you for the Money in the Bank ladder match, and you didn't even win the matchup. You know what I'm saying? But I had no hard feelings. I was doing it for the team, and you couldn't even put stuff aside, for fire and desire. But I see I'm distracting, so you know what I'm saying. I'll stop talking and I kind of throwing it off, and then she said, "But you know what? But if you want me, let's go fight. Let's do it now." So it distracts Mandy. Carmella hits a weak super kick, and then pins Mandy Rose, and Carmella advances to the Money in the Bank ladder match. And then after the matchup, Sonya Deville comes down and attacks Mandy Rose, starts beating her down, and then she has this crazed look in her face. She starts pulling her hair, and it so reminded me of Victoria back in 2003, 2004 era Victoria. And I like that Victoria. That Victoria is one of my favorites. And I like that era of Victoria where she was a crazy psycho diva. And I think, that's at 2002 actually, to 2004 Victoria. And Sonya Deville just reminded me of her with certain facial expressions and certain crazy things she's doing. So I'm curious to see how they're going to play out with this one. She hits a shiny wizard to Mandy Rose in the back of her head, and Mandy Rose is down. And then she keeps trying to get at Mandy as Mandy is trying to get back up. So I think they mentioned it that this Friday, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville are going to go at it. Even though I think they're going to probably just say that match for Money in the Bank anyway. You need some matches on there other than the two Money in the Bank matches, which is supposed to be going on simultaneously. So when I bring the podcast back next week, when we do the predictions, we definitely got to talk about how is that going to be possible. But hey, I have an idea in mind, but I'll save it for the podcast. Tag team matchup player as the Forgotten Sons take on the New Day. Is anybody paying attention to the New Day's gear of how it has like the whole color diorama and it has like different colors, and each time they go out there there's more and more colors being added to it, which is closer and closer to when Xavier Woods is supposed to come back. I like that. I'll be watching Joe every single week, and I'm like, you know what? That is some creative stuff, that they're doing. And I'm like, you know what? That is, to me, that's just brilliant. It really is. But one thing I don't care about is these Forgotten Sons. There's nothing about them that excites me. Not even Jackson Riker, who's on the outside. And the Forgotten Sons come in there, and then the Miz and Morrison are on the announce table to talk about the matchup. And the Forgotten Sons come. The match is okay, but they hit like this big stomp on the Kofi Kingston while he was like in a Dragon Sleeper position, and they win the matchup. Wesley Blake and Steve Cutler win the matchup, and they pin the SmackDown Tag Team champions, which means obviously they're going to get a shot at the champions. I don't know. I didn't look to see if Miz and Morrison are going to be involved somehow, but they was out there chanting, "You deserve it." So once again, I know they're trying to build up to the Forgotten Sons, but I don't care. Tamina had an interview backstage about going up against Bayley for the Women's Championship at Money in the Bank, which we know she's not taking it off Bayley. They better not have a placeholder for Tamina on Money in the Bank and win the championship off Bayley. That'd be stupid. And then Sasha Kane comes up and tries to talk to her, distract her as Bayley comes to attack her. But then Tamina grabs Bayley, but they jump her down and they throw her on this cart thing. And then Lacey Evans comes and they start brawling and they break everybody up. Why? And also, I'm supposed to try to think, why isn't Sasha in this Money in the Bank ladder match? Like, I don't know what the story is. If Bayley's busy, and I'm like, they put Dana Brooke, Carmella, and Lacey Evans was representing SmackDown in this Money in the Bank ladder match, and I'm like, with no Naomi and no Sasha Banks in this matchup, are you kidding me right now? I understand. Look, I think why they're doing it is because Dana Brooke and Carmella got sick and they missed the WrestleMania spot. I think that's truly what happened, and they want to give them a spot. And I understand that, but still, it just don't make no sense. But we have one qualifying matchup for the men's side, where we have Otis taking on Dolph Ziggler. Due storyline purposes, Otis should win this matchup. Due me being biased and me liking Dolph Ziggler obviously should win this, and I think he'll fit better with everybody else. But I know going into this, it's about Otis and giving Otis the push, especially after he got a kiss from Mandy before the matchup, before Mandy got beat down. So the match is what you expect. I think I like the WrestleMania match better because of what the implications were. But Otis hits a not too good looking caterpillar on Dolph Ziggler and wins the matchup, and now it's going to Money in the Bank. So he's probably just going to play the big powerhouse guy and do all the comedy stuff. But you never know. Dolph may interfere. I don't know how this match is going to go. I really do not know how any of it is going to go. We may see surprise people entering this matchup, but who knows? But right now, I just know that Otis has advanced. So we're going to have to see what happens on Monday to see who's going to replace Apollo Crews. But hey, once again though, guys, that was SmackDown. I will give SmackDown a small passing grade because of the Sonya Deville stuff and the Daniel Bryan stuff at the beginning also. So I will give it a very slightly passing grade. But you can post that in the comments down below. What do you guys grade SmackDown for this past week? Hit that like button if you guys enjoyed my review. Hit the subscribe button for more WWE content right here on Nerd Coalition. So once again, this is NC Place to Be. Church Mr. A&E, and Nerd Coalition is out.